Think back to someone who really inspired you. Did they do something that motivated you? Or did they pass on a piece of wisdom that helped guide you? Or maybe they took a different path that allowed them to achieve a reality that you didn't even know was possible. For us, it's somebody who simplified their life to make room for what they value most. Oh, you're so heavy. Today, you'll meet Mark from Texas. We met him in September of 2022 out at Lost Lake. His story inspired us to create this segment.
Okay, last tree. Last one, okay? One more. Oh, okay.
Thanks for joining us today, Mark.
Oh, well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to be camped next to you and make friends.
Yes, I agree, especially little friends.
Yes.
Hi, Aiden.
Say hi, buddy. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about your life before you hit the road.
I was a high school art teacher, and I did that for 21 years. And the last 8 years, I've been building this in the summers, and I've been looking forward to retiring for a long time. So I put a lot of thought into this camper, and I'm proud of it.
What is your favorite aspect, or what are you most proud about in your camper?
Well, the fact that I built it, and my little sister, she's a woodworker, she helped, and my mom even got involved in it. But my favorite piece is there's a wood burning stove.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be camping high altitudes, cold weather, and there's so much firewood just laying around. I thought, okay, I can do this. And I'll probably switch over to the wood pellets once I get away from the forest. But I'm in the forest until the leaves change, I've decided. I love the woodwork that we ended up with. If I could do it all over again, I would probably make a few changes.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with the way it turned out.
So who or what inspired you to hit the road and lead a more simple lifestyle?
I've been camping ever since I was a Cub Scout. I love camping. And I thought, well, it'd be great if I could do that full time, but I didn't know how. I didn't know anything really. Yeah. And then I stumbled on Bob Wells, and he has all the answers. He's the one that told me how to do it.
I know he really inspired my husband, Sean, too.
Yes, he's like Santa Claus, full of advice.
What piece of advice from Bob has helped you out the most?
He has one video, and it's called 10 Reasons to Choose a Cargo Trailer.
Yeah.
And when I saw that clicked for me. That made me decide this is the way to do it. The cargo trailer was cheap. It was $3,000 brand new. And then I've got another maybe $2,000 total. And I'm very happy with it. One of the reasons I went with the cargo trailer is because I can stand up, but I've seen and heard horror stories of people that would build out a beautiful van and then they'd have a wreck. And they've lost their home and their transportation and they're homeless. And I thought, well, that's not going to happen to me.
That was actually one of the things I wanted to ask you, was why did you pick the cargo trailer versus a van versus some other modality to build out?
The cargo trailer had the added advantage that everything will come out without any tools. I can just take everything out and I can put motorcycles or ATVs, or when I moved from Dallas, this is how I moved. Everything fit in there. So even if I stop camping, I still have an excellent trailer for moving or hauling things.
Do you still have a home base in Dallas?
No, I sold everything. Everything I own is here and here.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was probably the hardest thing I had to do.
Yeah.
That's a lot of decisions, and they're important decisions. Yes. It took me a while, and I'm still working on it. I still have too much stuff, but I'm going to eventually get down to the point where I'm truly minimalistic and happy with it.
That's awesome. And it's always a process, and it's hard when you get down to those sentimental things and whatnot.
Right.
It's hard to decide what to keep and what you can part with. So what opportunities has living a more simple lifestyle opened up to you?
Well, the fact that I'm here waiting for the aspen leaves to change colors, I've wanted to see that for years, and I never could spend this much time in one place. And I am staying until it happens. And I saw some yellow leaves as I was driving back from town today, so I think it's just about here.
So you mentioned parsing down your things was very difficult for you. Is there another obstacle that you've had to overcome while living in your cargo trailer?
Well, I still don't know where I'm going to end up.
Yeah.
I'm kind of scouting for my next home.
Yeah.
Moving out of Dallas was an easy decision. Not moving near my mom and my sister and my nephews and my nieces. That was a tough decision. But my sister came and visited last week and stayed for the week, and she loved it. She said she's coming back, and she thinks that maybe my nephews will come visit. I'm hoping to make it all the way to the West Coast and then go up the Pacific Highway #1.
Yep.
I want to go to the Redwood Forest, and I may, depending on the weather and things, I may continue up to Alaska. I did that in 2015 with just a van, and I loved it, and I would love to go back. I only stayed for 30 days then, but now I don't have that limitation, so I may stay longer.
So Mark, what would you say to the person out there who is on the cusp of making a big change, on the cusp of parsing down their stuff to live a simpler life? What would you say to them to give them that extra little push to get out there and do it?
If you think about what your future's going to be if you do not do this, and then you compare it to what your future would be if you do this, I think you'll realize that this is much, much happier. And financially, this is super cheap. It's not the main reason I'm here, but it's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm a photographer part-time, just as a hobby, there's not a prettier place that I know of than this place for the next 4 weeks.
One of our favorite things to do is to have dinner in different spots. Where's your favorite place that you've gotten to have dinner so far?
Probably in the campsites. You know, it's just me and the dog, and we sit out. My mom and I have this thing. It's like she sits on her porch, and she has a Yorkie like mine, and they watch the flowers grow, and the neighbors. She has rocking chairs on her porch. It's beautiful, and the neighbors come and sit in the rocking chairs and gossip and talk about the flowers and the weather. Well, my dog and I, we have coffee on the front porch.
Yeah.
And I brag to her about, oh, this is my front porch this week.
What's been your favorite front porch?
I think maybe when I was in Silverton. Yeah, it was so beautiful there. And that's in my top 3 also. Yes. It was cloudy, and the top of the mountains were in a dark cloud, and it was sunrise, and there was fog, and there were wild animals everywhere. I think maybe that's been the best porch I've had so far.
So Mark is going to give us a little tour of his trailer, so come inside with us.
I gotta brag about this.
Yes, please do.
I've been building this for like 5 years.
That's what I was going to ask.
And it's like a family thing, you know, my mom, my sister, and the neighbors all chipped in, and it all comes apart, and it's attached to the wall. I have E-tracks everywhere, so I can flip-flop the kitchen and the bed, or everything can come out, and I can hang 4 hammocks, and the fireplace only has 4 screws holding it. So, I mean, it's real secure, but it's easy access. I have another window in the truck that I'm going to try to put in sometime on this trip.
Yeah.
I added a TV about 2 weeks ago, and the wood that I used to install it hasn't been stained yet. I think I'm going to wait until I'm finished. We did the paneling. We did the woodwork up here. There's wood along the, it's not really crown molding, but it's where the crown molding would go. This is a map of national parks, BLM land, and basically anything that's public. And I'm traveling across America. I started here in Lubbock, and then I've been going up through Colorado back and forth. And next I'm headed to Utah, Arizona, and then I do have a Flickr website that I have all of my images stored on.
Yeah, awesome.
You guys are welcome to take a look at it, leave comments.
Well, we will definitely link to Mark's Flickr in the show notes below, so make sure you check those out.